In this video, we are talking about 7 income strategies to build a $1 million net worth. I became a millionaire at the age of 28. I'm 31 right now, and the things we're talking about in this video, the things that I spent years and years learning. I really do believe that if you implement these strategies into your own life right now, it will significantly increase the speed in which you reach that $1 million net worth. Let's get started. Okay, the first concept I want to talk about is stagnant money. The last thing you want your money to be called is stagnant money. And you might not know what this means because I literally made it up. But stagnant money is basically money that is not making you more money. It's just literally sitting there. So you can sort of think of stagnant money as money that is sitting on your couch, just watching Netflix, eating junk food, not doing anything with their life. And yeah, this type of money, it's really worthless. Besides any money you have in an emergency account, money that's just sitting there basically adds zero value to your future net worth. And the thing is that with money these days, there are so many ways we can multiply it just by making sure that it's not stagnant. So one of the most basic things you can do is have a high yield savings account. Instead of having your money sit in a bank account getting basically zero interest, open up an account that gets 4% APY or more. So one of my favorite accounts is the SoFi high yield savings account. They're running a promo right now, so if you want to check that out, I'll have a link down below. But assuming a 4% interest rate and $10,000 in that type of account, that's an extra $400 per year in your bank account. Now, besides that, we can get pretty complicated and advanced in these strategies that we use. There are basic ways to deploy money, and there are way more advanced ways to deploy money. We'll talk more about the different ways in this video later on, but essentially you want to invest in things like stocks, real estate, any assets that grow in value, any assets that create cash flow. You want to put money into your business, into your self-growth, into your education. Really, the whole takeaway is assign a purpose for each dollar that you have. This purpose should be thought out, and if building a big net worth is your ultimate goal, then well, your money should definitely be helping you out with that. Okay, so the next thing that you need to do is increase your active income. This is extremely important because you'll never get rich if the active income you're making is not a lot. If you're making $40,000, $50,000 per year, yes, you can achieve that $1 million net worth in a long time, probably 20, 30, 40 years. But that's only if you save a significant portion of your money, skip out on any luxuries. And yeah, that personally is not the life I want to live. And so yeah, the most important factor we're looking at is the active income part, how you are generating money. These days with the internet and new trends popping up, it's getting easier and easier to make money, in my opinion. Now, if you have a job and you just want to stay at that job, that's totally fine. There's some immediate things you can do. And the first is to ask for a raise. Second is if you feel like you're being limited by your current job, you can go out and search for another job, right? Most people, when they switch jobs, they are going to increase their income. Another thing you can do is start a side hustle, start a business. But I think the main concept, the thing that's going to really help you make more money is to learn high value skills. It's almost impossible to make a lot of money doing a skill that everyone can learn easily. Rather, if you focus your time and energy on acquiring high value skills, these are skills and services that people are willing to pay a lot of money for, then yes, that will equate to you making more money. High value skills are everywhere these days. I'm not going to get into too much on this, but a quick list of things off the top of my head would include consulting, learning social media, learning how to do e-commerce, learning how to use specific platforms and applications that help other business owners, tutoring tough subjects like the SAT, even blue collar jobs like being a mechanic, a plumber, roofing, solar, all these things. Yeah, there are so many skills out there that can definitely increase your income. And you guys will see that as you increase your income, everything else on this list, it's going to get a lot easier. You're going to have more extra money to invest into things. Your daily necessities will usually be a smaller and smaller percentage of your take-home pay. And that gives you a lot of freedom to put your money to things that actually increase your net worth. Okay, next is to actually acquire a passive income source. Now, most people, they go through life without passive income, and that's okay. But if your goal is to hit a $1 million net worth or greater, having passive income will likely shave 10, 20, 30 years off your timeline. Now, I will say that having passive income, it's not that easy. I know there's a lot of content out there that makes it seem like everyone can just get passive income, but the truth is that passive income requires a big investment of either time, money, or risk at the start. Most people are not willing to make those sacrifices at the start, especially because at the start, you're likely not going to make that much money. So people get sort of bummed out. They just go back to their active income. So really go into this with that mindset where yes, it can take a good amount of time for you to start building that passive income, but once you get there, it is completely worth it. While there are millions of ways to build passive income, we'll talk about 2 different ways that I'm more familiar with in this video. The first is using the internet. So the internet is on 24/7. You don't always need to be there. And there are different things that we can create to get attention, get sales, whatever it is, 24/7. For example, most people that have passive income, they'll likely have have some type of website. That's why I encourage everyone to go out there and make a website. It could be a portfolio, it could be a blog, whatever it is. You can literally make a website for under $3 per month now. I recommend just using Hostinger. They are one of my favorite partners to work with. And if you use code Charlie Chang and the link down below, you'll be able to get web hosting for under $3 per month. And that's going to allow you to build up to 100 different websites. Besides having your own website, you're going to want your own social media platforms. And the reason for this is because these generate attention 24/7. This will allow you to build some type of internet-based business. And when your marketing is being run 24/7, that is really where this passive income comes in. The next way is to just acquire different assets that produce passive cash flow. Obviously, some of these things take a lot of cash, such as real estate, but there are some things that pretty much anyone can buy. For example, you can buy treasury bills, which I sort of view as an asset. Right now, you can get over 5% APY on your money, which is really, really good. You can view stocks as assets that historically in the long term go up in value. You can buy cash flowing real estate, even though it is more difficult now. But when you have both active as well as passive income, not only are you more diversified, but this usually means that more money is coming in. And again, I cannot stress the importance of having more money coming into your bank account every single month. That is something that you are completely in control of and something that you should definitely be focusing on if you care about your net worth. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is you need to buy assets that help reduce your tax bill. Taxes and payroll. Those are likely the biggest expenses for most people, but payroll that actually helps you make more money, whereas taxes, that's literally just money coming out of your bank account going to the IRS. And when you make a lot of money, but you aren't able to keep over half of it, that obviously takes a big chunk out of how much you can save to add to your net worth. The great thing is that there are so many different things we can do if we are proactive and creative with our taxes to reduce our tax bill. Let's talk about a couple of those methods right now. The first is real estate. So real estate can be hard to get into, but the government really wants us to invest in real estate. And the reason why I know this is because in the tax code, they reward people for having real estate. There are ways for you to buy real estate nowadays. Do a cost segregation study for accelerated depreciation on that property. Use that to offset your passive or active income. And quite frankly, just pay zero to little taxes on your actual income. This is probably the most powerful way for people to actually not pay taxes, and it is completely legal. That's why practically everyone that's a millionaire or billionaire has a ton of real estate. And so if you want to learn more about this, I recommend doing some research about cost segregation studies, real estate professional status with the IRS. And yeah, just learn how you can offset all of your passive or active income by buying real estate. There's also ways to invest in opportunity zones. There are tons of other investments with accelerated depreciation. And yeah, this is the most technical section of this video probably, so don't worry if you don't understand all of it. Just know that you need to stay educated on personal finance and taxes if you want to grow your net worth. It's like adding a bunch of new tools to your tool belt. You'll also see that a lot of really rich people, they don't actually make that much active income. All their net worth is tied up in assets, and what they can basically do is borrow money from those assets. The bank will loan us money. This is a non-taxable event. And so essentially that's how they're able to spend their wealth without paying any taxes on it. Okay, so the next thing you want to do if you want to build a huge net worth is to build equity in a business. Like we just talked about, active income is taxed to death. And even with all the things we can do to reduce our taxes, it's still likely very hard to reduce your taxes to zero. If you look at most multi-millionaires and billionaires, a huge chunk of their net worth is actually in some type of business, whether it be a business that they invested in or a business that they built from the ground up. This is essentially what I'm trying to do right now because yes, I have built pretty good cash flowing businesses, but yes, I do get taxed to death on those. And that basically made me realize I need to take advantage of long-term capital gains tax. You see, long-term capital gains, these are assets that you hold for 1 year or longer, are taxed at a far less tax rate than active income, especially when you reach the higher income brackets. Let's say you're able to build a business that generates $1 million of profit per year. Depending on what sector or industry your business is in, let's say you can get a 6x EBITDA on your business when you sell it. Essentially what that means is you take that $1 million of net profit, multiply by 6, and that's how much your company is worth. So now that I've built up that $1 million per year business, I can sell that business right now for $6 million and then repeat the same thing. This essentially allows you to multiply time. So instead of working for 6 years in that business and making $6 million, I can choose to just sell it right now, get that $6 million instantly, and then do whatever I want with that money. If you do this over and over again with more businesses, you can sort of see how you can basically live 150 years or do 150 years of business within, let's say, 10 short years. This is probably the hardest, but also the most effective strategy that we're talking about in this video. It's one that not that many people can do, but when you can do it, that's where having a $1 million net worth is literally peanuts. When when you have the ability to do this, 10, 100, $1 billion, those should all be pretty reasonable goals. So the next strategy we're talking about is a little bit more boring, but obviously if you want to build your net worth, you do need to actually reduce your spending in some parts of your life. My whole philosophy is for any personal spending, I want to keep that reasonable. I don't want to keep up with the Joneses, and I want to spend all my money on things that don't actually make me any money. Now, on the other hand, business spending is a whole other beast. When it comes to spending money on things that are going to make me money, I actually don't even view it as spending money. If you are calculated and you're smart and you know what you're doing, every dollar you put into your business should result in, let's say, $3 to $5 of returns. And so when you think of it like that, it becomes sort of like a game where you input a dollar and you get out $5, let's say. Most people would not view that as spending, but rather investing into something that generates even more money. Yeah, I don't want to talk about this point for too long, but the whole takeaway is basically separate your personal spending from your business spending and focus all your energy on the actual business spending, because that's where you're going to make the money. Okay, so the last thing we're talking about today is all the new tech that you guys can leverage to build your net worth. If you're not taking advantage of all the cool tech that people have created, AI, hiring overseas, then it's basically like attaching a giant boulder to yourself and trying to run a mile. Obviously, compared to other people, you're going to be a lot slower, and that's definitely not a good thing. Today, there are so many different ways that we can leverage technology as well as an overseas workforce to help us make money. For example, right now, I have over 30 people working for me that are overseas. I spend thousands of dollars per month on different tech tools for my businesses. My entire team uses AI on a regular basis. And yeah, by doing all this stuff, I'm able to move a lot faster than most people. It's not that I'm smarter, it's just that I'm aware of these technologies, of these workforces, and I've taken the time to actually learn and use them. I think that's something that most people just don't get to, and that's a huge deterrent to building a big net worth. So stay on top of new trends, stay on top of all the new tools. Don't be afraid to hire people overseas. For example, you guys can use paid recruiting, which is my overseas staffing business. All these things increase the profit margins of your business or whatever you're doing and allow you to have more disposable income to invest in assets that grow your net worth. Anyways, congrats for making it this far into this video. I know it was pretty long, but hopefully you found these things helpful and hopefully you actually implement them into your life, because the last thing I want you guys to do is spend this long watching a video but not actually do any of them. Again, all the resources we talked about in this video are going to be down below. And if you are on your journey to building that $1 million net worth, I do want to say good luck. It's extremely fun. You're in the right place. You're staying on top of things. You're staying educated. And yeah, everyone has that potential to hit that net worth number. And yeah, it's going to be worth it. If you guys got any value from this video, please consider giving it a like, comment something that you found useful down below. And also, if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel for more content just like this. I make a ton of videos about personal finance, investing, and entrepreneurship. My whole goal is to help you become financially successful. All right, that's it for this video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.